So hello, this is Vazgen from the Central Bank of Armenia, and also I'm a student at I'm a level one student at the uh, Global Forecasting School. So today I'll be talking about about some aspects, some very important aspects of our dynamic learning environment that is incorporated into our new framework. This is kind of a very key pillar in this framework. So I will concentrate today in the structure of the dynamic learning environment and how it's gonna work and why we think that it will raise the productivity immensely of our workers and so on. So starting with the structure of our teams, I would say that we are going to have we are currently in this process of creating the teams. We have already some, but we are on the process of making more teams under our new structure of the monetary policy department. So we are going to have four teams, each consisted of six persons, six macroeconomists. So these four teams will rotate in a year in such a way that each team will have one quarter in the year when this team will cover the whole production. I mean, the forecasting, the policy analysis. I mean, the whole forecasting and policy analysis, like rounds and so on. And on the other quarters, they will rotate with the other teams and become a backup for the main production team, or will be engaged in training and development so that they can make their skills, abilities, and like enrich their knowledge and so on. So at first, like what I want to say, why do we think that we will raise the productivity under this new system? I would start my talk speaking about the volleyball team and comparing the volleyball game, the philosophy of the team structure under volleyball with the traditional football game, as you all know, I think. So under the football game, we have 11 players, each of them specialized in a specific position in the field, and they play kind of a specific role in that game. So we have distinct like roles and specifications like distinguished there. So each player can be like specialized in so any of the players can play as a defender or as a goalkeeper or as a striker, I don't know, midfielder. There are kind of wingers there in the field and so on. So we have kind of a distinguished, like a distinct specializations and roles under football game. While at the volleyball game, we have a very different structure and a very different philosophy under the teams. So in the right hand side, you can see the structure and the rotational like system incorporated under the volleyball game. I would say if you look at the picture, so we have six-person team as exactly what we have under our dynamic learning environment. So we also have six-person rotational system, a six-person team. And so, for example, in volleyball, you have to when your team wins a point and you have to serve the ball, so you rotate clockwise. Yeah, after some 10 points or 15 points, usually there is a complete turnaround goes on there, and each player plays at any specific roles and the places in the field, so in the court. So starting from, for example, at the bottom line, maybe at the right corner of the bottom line, you rotate in a way and play in all the positions throughout the entire game. And usually during a set, you play at least 2 times, but usually like 3 times in every position in the court. So what it means that you have to be good at anything. So you have to serve the ball, you have to, I don't know, you have to defend, playing at the bottom line. So you have to dive, so you have to block the ball, or in front line. So you playing in the front line, you may be also blocking the ball or hitting it and offending, and so on. So the philosophy of this of our new framework and our dynamic learning environment is that all of our macroeconomists have to at least be good at everything. Of course, like given the personalities, the differences in personalities, differences also in physical conditions, maybe you are born or you are a bit taller than the others, or you are short, either or you are kind of strong or not, stronger or not, or you may be fast, very fast, or a bit slow, a mover, or so on. Like given your differences, like physical and differences in skills, you may be the best, for example, playing at the net, or you may be best playing at the bottom line in the defense, but you have to be at least good at playing any role in the game. So this is the philosophy also in our dynamic learning environment. So we have to be good at fiscal policy, at monetary policy, of course, the monetary policy will be put at the first place. But then, of course, you have to be good, at least good at both fiscal policies, financial markets, labor market, I don't know. And in any like consecutive quarters and round, you maybe rotate with your peers playing the opposite roles. For example, at one forecasting round, I may be covering the external sector and fiscal policy, and the other at the other forecasting round, I may move to cover the, I don't know, the domestic economy, labor market, or inflation analysis, and so on. Maybe in the third quarter, I will jump in the middle, like coordinating all the work that our colleagues do, and so on. Of course, given also the differences in our nature, so we understand that there are like different types of people. Maybe you are an activist jumper, or you are an I don't know, theorist reflectionist. So having all these types of people in the group, you get a complete team. So we can complement each other and make the team really great, and like we lots of like synergies may rise in that way, raising the productivity. Another very important aspect of this, when we compare our system with the volleyball game team structure, is that each of the players, like the players push each other, like in a way to make you learn how to dive or dig deeper, or how to hit the ball better, or how to serve the ball better, so that we win the game. So the philosophy under it is that either we win together or we lose together. So this is not a competition like inside the team, but rather I would say that rather we push each other to win the game together, making better and better together. And maybe another important aspect in this way is the backup system. For example, if we compare the system with the one we had under FPAS Mark 1, it is of course very much like what we have under the football game. So we had some like distinct specialists and roles that each of our team makers were specialized in. So we had some specialists for labor market, or specialists like on the demand side of the economy, or supply side, or the on inflation, and so on. And they were doing the same job like consecutively, and they were specialized especially in that like particular topic. But besides that, there were some problems of backups. So we didn't have kind of an institutional way of covering that problem. When, for example, during our forecasting rounds, some people, I don't know, get sick, for example. It was very, very difficult to back him or her up. But for example, in this new framework, or if I bring the example of volleyball, so if you take the fifth, for example, position, or the fifth player, like any player has at least two backups here. The nearest like guys standing close to him, the number 4 and number 6. So they can, so in some sense, if he kind of can't cover, for example, the ball in this territory, the 4 and 6 players may jump in and cover that particular place and help him. So in this case, we also have some synergies. Like to finalize this comparison with the volleyball game, I would say that we have to, under this new framework and this new philosophy under the DLE, so we have to be very trustworthy, playing at the bottom line, and we have to be as well. We have to be aggressively, sufficiently aggressive at the front net to win the game. Going forward, I would also like to spend some time talking about our upcoming macroeconomic summer internship, which will take place in July and August in our beautiful mountainous Dilijan Training and the Central Bank's Dilijan Training and Research Center. So we offer a hybrid regime of participation. So of course, like in-person participation would be, in my view, much more efficient for the participants. But for those who have some kind of other responsibilities and can't like fully engage in our summer school, we also offer a remote regime, a hybrid regime, I would say, both remote and in person. So we require at least 2 days from our participants to be in person here, to also get known with other participants, or to participate in group discussions, group projects, and so on. And they can spend 3 days like working or remotely during a week. So the most like important also ingredient of this summer school is that upon a successful completion of the internship, so we may offer a full-time job to our participants as a macroeconomist at the Central Bank of Armenia. So the summer school is designed in a way to cover like all important parts that will be required from our let's say upcoming macroeconomists at the central bank. So they will both be engaged in kind of research works, research projects, and also like doing some policy analysis. I would say that we can like split the program into two main parts. The first 4 weeks, they will be mainly concentrated on learning and studying. I would say we will try to teach them to deliver some basic or common knowledge that all of them have to know. So we have to be on one page. So they have to get known with our new FPAS Mark II framework, the main pillars under that, the main philosophy, I don't know the ingredients, and so on. And they have to also learn some modern macroeconomics, economic modeling courses like research methods or policy analysis and scenario building. So they will be taught, they will learn lots of things during the first 4 weeks. So to imagine that like we visually. So I put here a typical day. So how the typical day will look like during the first 4 weeks. Of course, we will start with some morning briefing. So we will introduce the day's topics and activities and so on. And then we will have a morning lecture session. So this will be the main lecture session of the day. So either macroeconomics or monetary or economic modeling and so on, 1.5 hours of lecture. So then after a small break, we will come together having either some group discussions or case study, or just we will have some working hours to do some assignments or group projects or individual projects and so on. And then after the lunch break, we will start the second half of the day, the second session. So we will have daily activities or cultural events in Dilijan. So Dilijan Training and Research Center is rather rich of different kind of activities. So we have a volleyball court here, a basketball court here, billiards, tennis, table tennis, and so on. You can like have a group walk outside and so on. So we will devote an hour to this kind of daily activities to refresh our bodies and minds. And then we will have some working hour to also like concentrate on our projects and so on, and then a small break to refresh and refocus on the daily testing. So we'll have a daily testing here. We plan it to take only 15 minutes. So the students will be given some interview questions where they have to after listening to the question, directly after listening to the question, they have to cut an audio answer to that question, like simulating a live interview at the IMF. And sent to the instructors. So then we plan to have some half an hour for students presentation or group presentation on some works they are currently doing and so on. And then the final item of the day comes at 5 p.m. So we'll have a very, very interesting 45 minutes concluding the day. So we'll have a top 25 macro papers here, either like Ioannis Alikias, who is really, really good at these papers. So, or Doug Laxton will discuss with us one of each day. I would say each day we will have some discussion of one of these beautiful papers. So, and we will conclude the day at the barbecue place, having some dinner there. And about the second half of the course, so after completing the first 4 weeks and having some basic or common knowledge on all this stuff, the students are required to choose a path or a track for the next 1 month. Either they will choose the research path, and they will do some quantitative and qualitative research So on some topic, they will choose from a list of the Central Bank of Armenia's research projects for 2024 and concentrate on that topic, particular topic, working either individually or in a group of some students and so on. So they will do some series of presentations to the staff and leadership, and finally they will end up with some working paper in this 1 month. So during this month, they will have rather a very flexible schedule. So to have lots of time to fully concentrate on their research and so on. And the other track, the other path is the policy analysis path, when they will be more concentrated on the current economic analysis. For example, they will start with analyzing the US economy, applying all our FPAS Mark II philosophy to the US, using it as a laboratory, as it's the most data-rich country, I would say, in the world. And they will end up with writing or drafting the non-the-Fed till books, as we usually do. We have a series of not the Fed till books usually published before each of the Fed's decisions. Or they can also analyze different other countries. As you know, we are doing central bank watching. So we have some central bank watchers that are monitoring closely some very important or main advanced economies, such as Euro area or Japan or United Kingdom, besides United States, I mean, or some countries that have really advanced monetary frameworks there. For example, the Czech Republic or New Zealand or Israel, and so on. So they can focus on this kind of on monitoring of this kind of countries or central banks, and also help the main the core production team doing some special analysis on some special topics that may even go under the upcoming monetary policy reports and so on. So this was the main ideas and philosophy under the upcoming summer school. So see you later, or see you at the summer school. Bye.